Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Pennsylvania College Admission Counseling Virtual College Exploration. This is a partnership with StriveScan, and we're really happy to present you this program today. My name is Liz Frasini, and I'm a college counselor at Wyoming Seminary. I'm also the chair of the College Affairs Committee with PACAC. Before we go ahead and get started, I'd like to cover a few housekeeping tips. If you have questions for the session presenters today, please enter them in the Q&A box at the bottom of your screen. They will be monitoring them and answer all of your questions throughout the session. This is a webinar format of Zoom, so your camera and microphone are off and will be for the duration of the session. So again, if you have questions, please enter them in the Q&A box. If you're interested in watching the recording of this session after today, you can do so at www.pacac.org/virtual. That will also be the place where you can sign up for additional sessions from now until November 6th. So without further ado, I will turn it over to the Harrisburg University of Science and Technology.
Thank you very much, Liz. I appreciate your introduction and welcome everybody this evening. My name is Aaron Spina and I am the Associate Director of Admissions with Harrisburg University of Science and Technology. I hope you're all safe. I hope you're all well during these uncertain times, but it's always great for you to be able to come out and get information about the various schools that are participating throughout the month of October and also in early November and what they have to offer. So I want to be able to share a little bit with you about Harrisburg University of Science and Technology, where we're located, what we offer as being a STEM-only college, and maybe just some information you know or don't know about the different offerings that we have here at HU. So what we have through Harrisburg University of Science and Technology is a multitude of different offerings. So with HU, of course, we are a STEM-only institution. So we're a four-year private college. Science and technology, engineering, and mathematics is what we solely focus on. And we do have multiple locations. Our main campus is in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And we also do have a smaller campus in Philadelphia, PA as well. Our Philadelphia campus is more for the suburban Philadelphia region. For those who maybe want to stay closer to home, maybe be a commuter student, since we do not have the housing down at this location. So if that's something you're interested in, Philadelphia has a great offering with a couple different majors that we offer through there. But in terms of, what we aim for at HU, so we always say that we aim high. Currently, we are ranked the #1 best private STEM school in the United States of America. This is according to a source called Corporate LiveWire, who is based out of Great Britain. And we have been named #1 in terms of STEM for 2 years running. Hopefully, fingers crossed, going into our 3rd year coming up soon. But also on top of that, in terms of some different accolades, we have majors that include gaming and esports. We're ranked 3rd in the United States for the most scholarship money offered to gaming students. We're ranked 5th in the state of Pennsylvania in terms of ethnic diversity, in terms of private schools. So Harrisburg University is 60% diverse. And between our graduate and our undergraduate programs, we are actually represented by over 100 different countries. Schools.com rates us as the 9th best forensics program in the United States of America. So it's a really nice accolade to have, considering forensics can be a little bit of a difficult field to navigate in terms of looking for the right programs. And also, too, we are the 2019 and 2020 reigning Collegiate Esports National Champions in Overwatch. So it's really an exciting time for Harrisburg University in terms of our growth. But what are some of the programs that are offered at Harrisburg University? You might say, what can you do in STEM? Is it just science, technology, engineering, and mathematics? While you do primarily go into that field, there are some general offerings that you might not think of. So we offer 11 different majors and 18 different concentrations. And the areas that you can pursue, staying on the technical aspect, can actually be geospatial technology, which, as you can see here in the parentheses, covers drones, mapping, imaging, geographic information systems, and also mixes in areas of geology and environmental sciences. So my personal favorite program at the university, and something I would have studied if it was more well known when I was coming out of high school, but having that scientific and technological aspect is a great mixture to be able to have. This is actually our highest yielding program at HU, with a 98% success rate of students having a career in this field within 6 months of graduation. I think one of the most promising aspects of geospatial technology for HU is actually the lab that we have on campus. So we have a fully developed lab solely dedicated to geospatial technology. Our students can work on mapping, they can work on imaging, they can work on the land grant and also coal mining grant that we have through the state of Pennsylvania and have had through the last 3 years, where you can help locate abandoned coal mines and sinkholes and help people apply for mining insurance from losing their property in the event that some form of a disaster through a sinkhole occurs. But also too, the great part about it is number one, you can actually gain upwards of over 3,000 hours of on-the-job experience working for Harrisburg University in our lab. And also number two, I know people always like talking money, but you can actually make up to $15 an hour working for the university as well. So it's actually a great way to be able to get a hands-on internship through Harrisburg University and also make a little bit of money at the same time. But also too, maybe you want to delve into computer sciences. This is our top major at the university and actually the only major at Harrisburg University that covers a combined component of an accelerated bachelor's and master's degree. So through computer and information sciences, students can actually have the option of taking a 5-year accelerated BS and MS program. So this can be in general computer and information sciences. You can study areas of cybersecurity. You can look into software engineering and analysis, or maybe go into information systems and information technology, which is also a major offered at Harrisburg University. We have what is called the Technology Center of Excellence, where you can incorporate and work with partners like IBM, Cisco, Unisys, Verizon Wireless, but also too locally to Harrisburg, companies like Appalachia Technologies and Computer Aid Inc. as well. So this has been a really great affiliation that Harrisburg University has built in terms of corporate sponsors, but also too, a lot of private one-on-one time to be able to work in different areas. Maybe that's robotics, it could be artificial intelligence. Maybe you want to work on website development. You can do that through our set aside lab for students to come in and volunteer their time, working both at the undergraduate and graduate levels. So computer information science is a top major at the university with a lot of great components attached to it. Or maybe you want to go more onto the hardware-based side or go into IT, which you can also pursue through information systems and information technology. But one of those majors you might not think about that could be related to STEM, but it certainly is, which is business management. So we offer a program, I call it MEBA for short, but MEBA stands for Management, Entrepreneurship, and Business Administration. Whether it be coming in and studying entrepreneurship, you could study digital marketing if you want more to get on the tech side with the marketing aspects of promoting a business or a company, or even to analytic, you want to be more mathematical. This program is fantastic for anybody looking to come in and get a business degree, or also to flex their entrepreneurship or run their own business. Or maybe you want to be somebody who's an investor and you want to help invest in the businesses. All things you can learn through a business program at Harrisburg University, while also too being able to add an entertainment component to it. So Harrisburg University actually works with the city of Harrisburg. We do what is called the HU Concert Series, and we invite bands, whether it be R&B, it could be rap, it could be rock bands from all over the United States. And we put on concerts throughout the city of Harrisburg. One of the great projects that our students are work on is learning the business side of what it's like to negotiate contracts, how to set up a concert, how to do venue management, how to do food industry management. So all this can be tied into the music industry to go along with business management aspects as well. But maybe you're somebody who's actually considering advanced manufacturing, or you want to go into engineering. So this is one of our newer programs at Harrisburg University, but also one of our most exciting ones. And the reason why I say this is because you're somebody who might be hands-on and you want to build and develop. That could be manufacturing, hands-on building. Maybe you want to go into robotics, or you want to work in three-dimensional printing. All can be done through that as well. But also maybe you're considering areas of traditional engineering like mechanical, civil, structural, even aeronautical engineering. Aeronautical engineering is not an easy major to find throughout the United States unless you look at certain schools who might be focused in that area. But our program covers all these unique facets and also incorporates computer sciences and technology. So one of the exciting developments that we have through advanced manufacturing is actually our new state-of-the-art manufacturing labs that are being developed over the next 2 years. we have over 13,000 square feet of manufacturing labs and space available, with more 3D printers, with laser cutters, with hot metal liquid pouring machines, with robotic elements that are helping us manufacture projects. But also too, manufacturing professors and students were working on the front lines when the pandemic hit back in March. Harrisburg University put out over 1,000 3D printed face shields for healthcare workers. So this was a nice initiative of our way to give back and say thank you, while also being a very valuable educational experience for our students on campus. Our lead professor, Chip Shiro, he actually worked at Houston, in Houston, I should say, with NASA for 14 years as an aeronautical engineer. So one of the developing partnerships we have is sending our students to NASA for internships if they want to look more on the aeronautical side. But also too, we're developing with companies like Phoenix Contact through augmented reality, and also to Ford Motor Company, but also too, a little more locally, the Hershey Company as well. So these have been some great partnerships as we continue to grow in these areas of manufacturing. Biotechnology is a fantastic scientific program to look into if you're somebody who is more considering research-based sciences. So this can be done through a multitude of different areas, whether it be pre-med through general biotechnology or medical biotechnology, nanofabrication to nanofabrication, nanobiotechnology or nanofabrication can be in more of the areas of cancer research or even to the area of study with prosthetics. But also too, you can look in the areas through pharmacy with pharmaceutical design. In the local region, and I mean by that in terms of states around us throughout Pennsylvania, including New York, New Jersey, Delaware, and also to Washington, D.C., Virginia, and Maryland, there are a multitude of options available through the medical industry and biotechnology. The state of Pennsylvania employs over 77,000 people alone in this field. And also too, on the research-oriented side, average starting incomes can be as high as $103,000 a year, starting with a 4-year bachelor degree. So whether it be a medical route, if you're somebody who wants to go more hands-on and be specific with medical research, we sent students recently to Duke Medical, Johns Hopkins, and also Temple and Penn Medicine as well. So these have been great partners that we've had where our students are going for their medical programs after college. But also too, maybe you're a mathematician and want to study in the applied math side. This is a great area to come in and really further those skills in mathematics, but also to maybe carry yourself with a business element and take it on to a degree where you can get a certification and go on to be a math teacher. So this is a newer program offered where you can study areas like analytics and also general mathematics. Integrated Sciences is actually our top science major at the university because it is our primary pre-med track. With Integrated Sciences, you can do biology, biological chemistry, you can do chemistry as well, all covering pre-med components, but also along those lines, forensic sciences. Again, Harrisburg University, according to schools.com, is actually ranked the 9th best forensics program in the US. And the reason why is because the unique options that we have. It's more of a 2-in-2 program. Along the lines that if you want to be a scientific investigator, if you want to be more of a lab scientist, a criminologist, you can do all these different aspects because you get 2 years of forensics through the scientific field and lab work, but you also get 2 years through criminology, CSI. Maybe you want to learn interrogation methods, learn how to be a detective. All of these different areas can be applied to this type of program. We have a great internship because number one, the program is actually assisted with the Dauphin County Coroner's Office. Dauphin County, of course, where Harrisburg is located. But also on top of that, Graham Hetrick, who has been the coroner of Dauphin County for over 30 years now, actually teaches a handful of the courses in our program. And on top of that, it's our #1 internship provider where we can offer up to 4 internships per year to go work in the medical examiner's office. So there's a lot of unique opportunities through forensics where you can learn both scientific-based, but also to investigative-based sciences. Environmental sciences, this is one of our great programs as well. If you want to get out there in the field and essentially get your hands dirty, get your feet wet, in areas like environmental impact reporting, you can look into different areas, including geology and geography. So if you're somebody who wants to look into more of the biological aspects of how environmental sciences work, this is really great in terms of how we partner with Geospatial Technology, where, for example, we have a 3-year running grant where our students can go to the Cayman Islands and they can actually work with blue iguanas. And the reason why this is important is because blue iguanas are currently almost not extinct, but they're kind of getting into that endangered zone. So we're actually doing a lot of tracking. We're doing a lot of data analysis about how the blue iguanas are living in the Cayman Islands. So that is an area of opportunity for you to go and study down there in the Caymans if it's something that you would like to pursue through our environmental sciences program. Interactive media for you gamers out there. I'm sure a lot of people are interested in the gaming industry, and Harrisburg University has certainly been at the forefront for this. So we offer 3 unique areas. You can do traditional game development through purposeful game design. You can do interaction and experience design if you're more focused on virtual reality or even to web development and 3D modeling. But also you can go into advanced media production if you're thinking about areas like film and photography. So there's a lot of different unique backgrounds you can take through a gaming or a production program. The best part about this program is it is the only major at Harrisburg University where you do not declare your area of interest until after your first year. You'll actually take a course in this major your very first semester at Harrisburg University, which is very rare amongst a lot of colleges. So being able to start your program right off the bat in your very first semester of college is a very useful technique. We actually had a hand in the creation and development of the newest SpongeBob game that came out recently. Our students do a lot of game testing and prototyping, where companies will send our students demos of their video games and ask for unbiased feedback. So we get to test, we get to look for glitches and errors, and you can learn what it's like to be a tester in the industry. But the idea is for you to come out and be more well-rounded in the sense of looking into story writing, idea development, animation, level design. Maybe you want to look into the computer aspect of transitions from levels, so you can work in coding elements there as well. All of this can be included through an interactive media program. And then last but not least, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention esports through Harrisburg University. We are the 4th school in the United States of America to offer esports management as a bachelor's degree. So we're kind of in uncharted territory, but also we're in rare waters in terms of what's being offered here, because it's really not that big of an area that schools and students are looking into, but it is very important. Because over the last 8 to 12 months, there's been a giant increase of over 150% of job availability in the field of esports management. But also too, maybe you're not a practical gamer who doesn't have that competitive aspect. That's okay. We can actually offer you a different route, whether it be through production, computer sciences, or even to business management in terms of running your own esports conglomeration or company. Maybe you want to go and be a coach or have aspirations to coach one day. We can give you all these different unique areas of learning how to work in the esports industry outside of being a competitive gamer. But where are some areas you can go through Harrisburg University? Where have our students gone over the last 5 years in terms of jobs and internships? With the gaming side, we've sent students to EA and done some work with them. We worked with Blizzard as well. But the game studios is an hour and a half from our campus, and that is more well known for Skyrim's online division and Skyrim in general. One of our alumni is actually one of the leads for Skyrim's online division through Bethesda Game Studios. So that's a really important aspect to be able to know that you're going to have this one-on-one availability with our professors to be able to work hands-on towards an internship that would lead you into the gaming industry. But if you look more on the scientific side, a lot of our students are doing medical internships right up the road through Penn State Hershey at their medical facilities. But also too, we've had students do work recently with Johns Hopkins, companies like DuPont, Johnson & Johnson, the Environmental Protection Agency, but also too, recently doing a lot of work with the orthopedic specialists of Pennsylvania. So that's been a really big one for us. Mystique Technologies is a unique opportunity because through cybersecurity, our lead professor, yes, his last name is actually Hacker. Andrew Hacker is our lead cybersecurity specialist at Harrisburg University. He owns a company called Mystique Technologies where students can intern and have gone on to work for his company after college. Phoenix Contact through our advanced manufacturing program. They have offices right up the road in Middletown, Pennsylvania, but also overseas in Germany as well. But our students have also gone to the IRS, the Department of Justice with forensics and cybersecurity. Computer sciences has seen students work with IBM and Verizon, the Ford Motor Company, Hershey, just to name some of the bigger companies where students have gone. And this is very unique because in a few minutes, I'll talk about those opportunities for internships and why it's important through Harrisburg University itself. So Maybe you're considering housing options, whether being in the local area or coming from a region where you need to live on campus. Harrisburg University has a multitude of different options that can be sought after, whether it be on campus housing or even off campus housing. Our incoming freshmen are not required to live in on-campus housing, but it is certainly recommended. And we can offer you a multitude of different styles through our apartment style living. So our first main building is called ROM, or Residence on Market. It is directly across the street from our main academic center where all your classes are held. This is more for an apartment style where you would have 1 or 2 roommates, so up to 2 or 3 people per apartment. Furniture is provided. You get all of your utilities included minus the cable plan, but also too, you have laundry services on campus as well. They're really nice aspects where you actually get a carpeted apartment. It's heated and air conditioned. You don't have a shared bathroom with the rest of everybody on your floor. You actually get a bathroom specifically for you and your roommates in your apartment. But also too, you have a fully furnished kitchen. It comes with a stove, a microwave, a dishwasher, plenty of cabinet space. So it's a really nice space to be able to live in. And this is available for our first time freshmen and first semester freshmen coming into HU. Or maybe you're more of a social person and you would like to have a little bit of more roommates. So come into MVP or Market View Place and look into our quad style occupancy apartments. Just double the size, all the same amenities included, but also too, just more space for you and your roommates. Clubs and activities, Harrisburg University being a STEM college, we're not just about academics. We want to be able to offer a lot of different off-campus options, fun regions to be able to go and see. So there's a lot of cool things you can do around the region. Within a 3-hour radius of downtown Harrisburg, you're within range of Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, D.C., and also New York City. We have an Amtrak station right across the street from us, but also too, I think one of our most famous landmarks is of course Hershey Park and the Hershey factories, which are only 20 minutes right up the road from us. But also too, maybe you're a historian like I am, and you want to go check out sites of, the Civil War battlefields, for example. It's less than a 45-minute ride down to Gettysburg and other areas around the region. So what's nice about it is Harrisburg, while we are an urban city, you also have the amenities of outdoors as well, because if you get about 15 to 20 minutes outside the city, you're right there on the Susquehanna River. You're close to the Appalachian Trail. You're close to the Appalachian Mountain Range as well. But also too, there's a lot of lakes and streams and also woods to go out and hike, fish, hunt, whatever your preference is going to be. But also we offer a lot of different clubs and activities for our students on campus as well. So one of our primary groups is of course the Student Government Association. So this is extremely vital because the SGA actually helps build clubs and activities like our Esports Club, like our Geospatial Technology Club, the HU STEP team. We have a music team, a dance team, a math club. We have an athletic club called the Wolfpack. So if you want to do intramural sports, that is certainly something you can pursue through indoor soccer, flag football. There's kickball teams locally. But also too, when you attend Harrisburg University, not only do you get a free membership to the local YMCA, but also too, there's a group locally called Harrisburg Young Professionals, which is a marketing and working group in the region. Not only can you do intramural sports through them, but it's a great way to make connections for people who are of your age range or working in the industries in the local area. So the cool part about that is being able to show your entrepreneurial spirit. If we don't have a club or activity that you want on campus, you can literally create that within as little as 6 weeks. Go to a student government meeting, find out what it takes to be able to do that. Then you go out and you poll the student body. You need a minimum of 6 students and a faculty advisor to join. And as little as 6 weeks, you can have a club activity available to you on campus. So certainly be able to come into Harrisburg University and put your stamp and add more clubs and activities. So again, I'd be remiss if I'm not talking about esports whenever it comes to college. And there's some interesting tidbits for the parents in the audience as well. So whenever looking into these aspects with Harrisburg University, one of the important aspects is esports in general. We've brought a lot to the local area. I mentioned we're the 2-time defending Overwatch national champions in 2019 and 2020. But also too, anybody who comes in and is recruited and makes one of our 2 teams, you actually get a full athletic scholarship to the university. what that does is it covers full tuition for you, but it also covers all but $2,000 of your housing costs at the university as well. So that's not a bad way. And I know that might excite some of the parents as well, that if your son or daughter is actually an avid gamer and they're really good at what they're doing in one of these two areas, they can earn a pretty lucrative scholarship to be able to go to college. But on top of that, we offer a lot of unique opportunities for students outside of esports. We have the largest collegiate esports tournament in the country held on our campus every year. This year, due to the pandemic, it was virtual, but there were over 100 universities throughout the US from all over the place who participated. But you can also join through the esports club, and you can do things like game casting. You can be a live commentator. You can help with production setup. So if esports is your niche, Harrisburg University, we are the #1 esports program in the country. It's definitely something to consider. But I talked about the different diversity levels that are offered. Again, Harrisburg University is an extremely diverse campus. We're 60% diverse. We're also 44% female. So that has allowed us to become the 5th most diverse private school in the state of Pennsylvania, which is very important to our students, not only from having a good male to female ratio, but also to having a lot of different backgrounds to be able to interact with our campus. And then just kind of going through the motions of looking into college, whether you're a current senior and you're applying, or you're an underclassman and you're somebody who just is out there looking for their options. There's a lot of different reasons why you should consider or why you should choose Harrisburg University of Science and Technology. One of them is going to be our scholarships. So Harrisburg University is actually the #1 school in the United States in terms of private schools for offering the most financial aid to our students. Our cost per year is $23,900. For us, we've actually been on a tuition freeze for 8 years now, and that's 8 years and counting. We have no aspirations of raising that tuition cost anytime soon. So based off of that, just for being accepted, you actually have a lot of opportunities in terms of scholarships to be able to go in and earn money to help you pay for college. So with these aspects of being able to do it just by being accepted, you're going to earn a minimum scholarship of at least $11,000. And that is just for students who are accepted to the university who do not meet the requirements or are based off of alternative criteria. But also other than that, just for being accepted to the university, you have a lot of opportunity to cut your tuition costs in half. So that tuition cost being cut in half, it's a great way to start college. It's a fantastic opportunity for you. But other than that, our scholarships go up to $16,000 per year. So having that opportunity of $16,000 per year, again, the words that I'm really gonna kind of put out there are per year. So if you get a $16,000 scholarship, that's not spread out over 4 years. That is per year. So as long as you maintain a 2.0 GPA at Harrisburg University of Science and Technology, you have the opportunity to earn anywhere from $12,000 to $16,000 per year to help you cover your costs. Now, of course, there's going to be additional costs if you are looking into housing on top of that. I advise to the students that the average cost between tuition and housing for Harrisburg University is roughly about $30,000 per year. And again, that's before scholarship or financial aid. But we have small class sizes at the university. The small class sizes and also professional development opportunities. Our student to faculty ratio inside the major is 13:1. You can expect classes as small as 5 or 6, but also too, our general courses, we cap them off at 24. So if you're somebody who learns a little bit better in terms of a small class environment, you certainly have the opportunity to be able to learn in a smaller environment. But also too, research opportunities. Harrisburg University, you'll get 1 year of research through Harrisburg University through courses called Project 1 and Project 2. But along those lines, you're also going to complete an internship. It is mandatory for all students to complete at least 135 hours of approved internship work through HU. So the commonality for this is our average student is coming out of the university with 1 year of job experience on a resume, but also 1 year of conducted research as well, making our students very marketable not only for jobs, but also to applications for med and graduate school. Our admissions process, it's quick and it's easy to do. harrisburgu.edu is our website. We have a free admissions application. You can also apply through Common App as well. 2.7 GPA is what we're looking for admission. We are a test optional university, no SATs, no ACTs required. However, those test scores, if you are not at our highest scholarship already, can get you a higher scholarship depending on those test scores when you submit them. All we need is a copy of your high school transcript. When we get your transcript after you apply, we can literally have an acceptance answer to you within 3 days. It's a very fast turnaround time. With us being a smaller university of only having about 850 undergraduate students, we want to be able to get your answers out to you faster. So go visit our website, go to Common App, apply, submit your transcripts, have an admissions answer to you as soon as possible. And then also too, that's also going to include your scholarship decision as well. But I want to be able to give contact information as well. So any students in the region of Central Pennsylvania can reach out to me directly. My name is Aaron Spina, and I am the Associate Director of Admissions. So I can be reached at aspina@harrisburgu.edu. Also, my direct phone is located there as well with my extension. Now, while we are working remotely, you do have the opportunity to call, leave me a voicemail, and it comes right through to my phone. But also to go right to our website, harrisburgu.edu, check out our website. And also you can send general admissions questions to Harrisburg University in itself. So other than the contact information, I want to be able to go ahead and answer some questions. So I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. And as we go through, some common questions we really get through Harrisburg University are, what are some rates in terms of, acceptance to the university? I can tell you that Harrisburg University has a 94% acceptance rate to the university. So we have a very high acceptance rate just due to the, minimum requirements that we have as we go through the admissions process. But also too, it's again, with the admissions process, one of the things you're going to learn as you're applying to go to college is going to be the fact that you have the opportunity to, get answers about acceptance to the university, and also to apply to go to other colleges. So with us being a smaller college, you're definitely going to have the ability to go through, earn your admission through Harrisburg University or another smaller school, but also to awaiting your admission decision from a larger school, for example, because some of those might not come out until a later point. But that's the whole point of the game. Going through, you're looking for the right schools that are going to be the best fit. And I really feel Harrisburg University has a lot of options for you in terms of offering this as well. And I do have my director of admissions here with me as well, who is actually, going to throw in some information as well. It's Miss Lori Barrow. And Lori, welcome. I appreciate you hopping on with me as well. I just wanted to see if there's any information you wanted to give out to the public or, any questions that came in.
Yeah, thank you. I do see we have quite a few people out there in the audience, and we certainly encourage you to ask any questions that you have. Some of the common questions we get is about our housing. As Aaron mentioned, we have apartment style living, which is different than a dormitory. You haven't been to college yet, I understand that, but a dormitory is normally consist of a very large building with a lot of people crammed in, and shared shower space, and there's usually a large cafeteria type setting. And we're different. With having the kitchens in all of our apartments, we do expect and teach, believe it or not, our students how to cook, how to prepare food, how to meal plan. That's a common question that we get. What if I don't know how to cook? How do I get to the grocery store, right? What if I don't have a car? And that's a really good question. It's a good concern. We want to let you know that one of the best things about Harrisburg University is our student services. I don't want to use the word department, but our student services, the folks that we have that are there to support our students, whether it's tutoring, which we have 24/7. We have an amazing platform called BrainFuse, so that students can access English, math, whatever it is, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Between that, we have counseling, so mental health counseling. We have folks that are here to help kids that have requests for accommodations. So if you're in high school now and you have a 504 plan or you have an IEP and you're wondering, well, am I going to be able to have these same accommodations or these same support systems in place when you start school? The answer is yes. I'm not here to say that it'll mirror exactly what you have in high school, but we absolutely pride ourselves in looking at students' diagnoses and disabilities, and providing whatever we can to make sure that you're successful while you're here as a student. That is really our only goal. Going back to housing and in terms of what we do there, we have trips. We take trips out on buses, vans, to local Walmart, local grocery stores to make sure that students have what they need to do the meal planning. And a lot of students at first were a little afraid, not sure what to expect, but what they found was once they learned how to do this, they and their roommates and their friends had a ball coming up with dinners and, you know, lunches and different things. Now, the time of social distancing, we might not have a lot of dinner parties, but you and your roommates would still have that opportunity. And our hope is, of course, that come next fall, this is all a thing of the past. Some other student services, though, that are available to our students. It's not just the clubs and the activities and the support services, but they really make sure that our students are doing well. They will check in with you. We have student success coaches that are assigned specific students, you know, broken up by alphabet. And their only job is to check in with you and say, hey, how you doing? You know, what's going on? Do you need help? And help coordinate any services that you might need. And you might not need anything, but that's what they're there for. It definitely sets Harrisburg University apart from other larger institutions who simply don't have the manpower, the bandwidth to do that. And one other thing that I want to add is that, you know, Aaron talked about how, you know, just a few miles out of the city, you can see the river, you can do this, you can do that. I'm going to take that back a little bit and say you literally can walk out your front door and walk less than a half a mile to the Susquehanna River. You can go out, you can go kayaking, you can go jet skiing. If you have a jet ski, you can rent a boat, you can go on a ferry ride. We have City Island, which is really unique to Harrisburg, where we have the Harrisburg Senators. It's a minor league baseball team, they play there. We have a minor league soccer team that plays out there at City Island. We have batting cages, we have an arcade, we have ice cream, we have miniature golf. Like, it's a really, really cool thing. You don't feel like you're in the city at all. So it's really getting the best of all worlds out here in Harrisburg. So that was my little plug for kind of student life and what it would be like to be a student here. I'm going to turn it back to you, Aaron, see if we have any questions from the audience.
Thank you, Lori. And one element I will add about the student success at the university is knowing that coming in as a freshman, not only do you have a success coordinator and advisor, but also too, you have a student mentor as well. So that can be very helpful for you coming into the university, whether you're locally or not, because not only one, it's an upperclassman who is kind of, you know, navigated the waters at Harrisburg University for a few years, but also too, they're there to help you in terms of, you know, campus life and activities, one of them, but also too, you know, questions on scheduling, you know, conflict resolution questions, for example, or just somebody to go to that you might not know at the university already that you can count on, and almost, you know, they serve as like a big brother or a big sister to you. So I think that's one important aspect of making that transition to college, is knowing that not only are you going to have an academic advisor who is there to help you out in terms of your course planning and also getting to graduation on time, but also too, a peer mentor who's going to be there to help navigate those waters with you as well. And we did have one question come in from the audience. And the question was, does Harrisburg University offer degrees other than undergraduate bachelor degrees? Yes, we do offer master's and also a PhD program as well. So again, that kind of goes in line where we do have one major that offers a 5-year accelerated and a bachelor and master's to computer sciences. And students also considering other areas of higher education for a master's and also a PhD program can certainly do so as well.
Sorry, Aaron, I didn't mean to cut you off. I saw another question came in. We had somebody who asked about the esports team. If they're really interested in, you know, trying out, they want to know how do I go about that? I know it's a little complicated to go over in video, but what would you tell somebody who wants to try out for the esports team?
Yeah, that's a great question. So with the interest in esports, with a lot of students being out there and saying, hey, you know, I play video games, this is what I do. You definitely want to have the competitive aspect. So some of the things I recommend is get involved with your esports club if you have one in the high school. If not, get involved with the local esports coalition where you can start doing competitive gaming. Some of the elements you want to start building up are going to be areas such as, you know, keeping track of what your rankings are. what your scores are. If you're in tournaments, where are you placing? How long have you been doing this? Have you gotten any national recognition? Have there been any news articles or write-ups on you? But also too, just make sure that if you are somebody who is doing this, you want to make sure you're letting us know. So you can actually submit this inquiry information or just general information to HU, which I actually help facilitate through the university, to let us know about what you're doing it, in regards to the esports industry and why you should be considered for selection. From there, once we have your information, our coaches will do outreach along with myself to see if you're somebody who can come in for a tryout and have. The one point that I will make on this is, even though, let's say if you earn a tryout, but let's say you don't make it in terms of the initial aspect, don't give up on that, because you can retry out, whether it be in the next semester or even a year later, in terms of honing your skills through our esports club or also independently, and you can earn your way onto the team. So it's one of those things, if at first you don't succeed, you definitely want to try again, because you can certainly add your way into Harrisburg University at a later point.
I'm going to add to that real quick, because we have a question here from Tania. I'm sorry if I said your name correctly, but she's asking, what athletic teams do you have and what division are they? I don't want to say unfortunately, but unfortunately, Harrisburg University does not compete in, say NCAA, Division I, Division II, Division III sports. Our sport is esports. And like Aaron said, we are only the 4th university to offer this major. And we were the first university in the Commonwealth, and I believe in the Northeast Corridor, to actually have an esports varsity team. And we've done exceptionally well. In fact, there's going to be a show about us on Apple TV coming up. I think any day now. I'm not sure exactly when it's being released, so check it out.
Available now on Prime.
Oh, is it? Awesome. All right, awesome. And one more question. I know we only have 3 minutes left. Liz, I see you're back here, but we have a question from Scott. And he says he has 2 questions. He says, saying I drive to HU from my home in Virginia for housing, is there a large parking fee, as well as are trips even within just roommates allowed? So I'm going to answer the second part real quick. Right now, we don't have students in housing only because we're completely virtual for this semester. We do not know what's going to happen this spring. I could speculate, but I'm not going to right this moment. So what I will say is, come this fall, let's all assume that we're back to normal. If we're back to normal, everything's back to normal. Trips, no trips, whatever you want to do. The other question about parking, that's actually a great question. I'm going to answer it real briefly, let Aaron follow up, and then say goodbye. We generally don't recommend that students have cars on campus unless they need to, only because everything you need is literally in walking distance. Even if you do need to shop, there are local grocery stores and drugstores right here that you can get things from, and you can literally walk, like I said, less than a mile to so much entertainment. But if you do need to park and you do want to drive, I'm going to turn that over to Aaron.
Yeah, and we are a city setting, so parking fees can be high, but you can actually get parking as cheap as $40 a month through multiple lots. There is a lot within 2 blocks of campus that offers you a 50% discount where you can do $100 parking inside that garage. So you don't have to break the bank to park at HU if you are bringing a vehicle. But other than that, I want to say thank you to everybody who was in attendance this evening. We really appreciate you coming out and taking the time to learn more about Harrisburg University. Of course, we hope you take part in other sessions with PACAC as well, in terms of what's offered and learning about other areas. Join us later in the month, as we're also going to be talking about STEM universities with a few other colleges who are similar to us. But other than that, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it. And Liz, I'll hand it back over to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aaron and Lori, and we really appreciate hearing about your institution and the programs you have to offer. It's really fascinating, and as a college counselor, I'm interested in recommending that to some of my students, so thank you. For those of you who joined us live today, there is a quick 4-question survey for you to complete. We'd love your feedback, so please take a moment to share that with us. Also, if you'd like to sign up for additional sessions in our Keystone Virtual College Exploration, you can do so from now until November 6th. and you can sign up for each session that you're interested in attending. And if for some reason you sign up for a session or you can't make one based on other previous commitments, you can view the recordings for all of our sessions from now until November 6th at www.pacac.org/virtual. Thanks everyone and have a great evening.